Okay, so this is going to be part 2 of the Swoop card. So we've just scored the card. We've opened it back up to make it a little easier. And then we're going to grab this little piece right here. And you can do this however you want. I have tried a couple of different options as far as coloring, where to put what color, and you can do it however you want. If you would rather have a whole bunch of different patterns, you can do that. If you would rather just use a bunch of the same, just basic cardstock, different colors. Obviously it's good to have different colors because just layers of the same color aren't going to show anything, but you don't have to do it exactly like this. This is just the best way that I've found to do it. So I'm going to go and I'm going to tape, run my tape onto this part all the way around. Doesn't have to be perfect, nobody's going to see the tape, but you do want it to stick. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to come back, and this, once again, does not have to be perfect. The best way to do it that I have found is, instead of trying to line it up to this box, which is very hard to do, it's kind of an odd line. So what you're going to try to do is line this line right here up with the card's line up here, and that makes life a lot easier. So once you've gotten that straight and there's a teeny tiny little bit of the card showing on this side, then you're good. There's an extra lining on top of this, so it doesn't matter 100% of this is squared up, as long as you make sure that the top is correct and in the right place, then you should be good to go. Okay, so then I'm going to come back, and the last part that is I think not required, but that you really should put on the card is this little tag part. So you just want to make sure you get the right side of it. So you see what I mean? That's going to cover up the underneath part anyway, so it really is not going to matter all that much if you get this squared up. You just want to make sure, like I said, that it's correct and lined up with the top. So now that I know which side this needs to go on, make sure that I got it right again. Okay, so now I'm going to flip that over and I'm going to tape it, or I'm sorry, I'm going to glue this. Smaller pieces glue, bigger pieces tape. That's the rule. Okay, so now that I've glued it, I'm just going to come back. The good part about the gluing with the little pieces is that it doesn't have to be with the tape. Really, once you put it down, it's really hard. I mean, you can remove it a little bit, but you're going to have to put it back in the same spot with the glue. You have a little bit of wiggle room. So I'm going to flatten that out. And then you can decide if you want to add this big flower, if you want to put it somewhere on here. If you want, like on this card, I put the flowers everywhere and I didn't like that as much, so I'm going to try a little bit of a different way of doing it. I have this flower right here that I could put somewhere if I wanted to. And then I have this little flower, which is not actually a cut. What it is the cutout of the flower on this card. And I actually just really like that. So what I'm going to do is, instead of using these flowers that were part of the cutout, is I'm going to just put this little flower down here in the corner of the card. Just personal preference. I like the way that looks. Like I've said, you don't have to use that piece. I mean, it's a cutout. It's the throwaway. It's just a matter of playing and deciding what you like and what you think looks good. And, you know, some people, less is more. Some people want just a ton of stuff all over the place. And there's nothing wrong with either of those. I actually I'm a personal favorite of either one or the other. I like lots and lots of stuff, or I like very minimalistic. So I'm going to go with minimalist here. And just line this up. You can put it however you want to put it. And I also like it because with this card being blue, it brings in some more of that orange. And I just like this flower a little bit better too, because it matches so well with the card, or with the envelope. So you want to be careful with these little pieces of lines, because when you go to flatten them, it might try to curl up on you. But, so this is what it ended up looking like, okay? And then when you open it, you see the full little flower here. What I'll probably do is just get a stamp, a cute little stamp, and use white ink, and then put something, thank you, or you know, I'm encouraging you, or something, or use one of my paint pens, since this is a dark card. Obviously, if you do not have paint pens and you have a dark card, the best thing to do is just get a plain white card or another lighter color that matches your card, and cut a liner so that you can write on it. If you do have the paint pens, they're great because they come in white and silver colors and things like that. You want to get the watercolor, not the oil based, and they'll write really well. I believe that's right. Let me check. Yes, you want to get the watercolor Sharpie paint, or paint markers is what I use, because the oil based will actually soak through the paper. But if you get the watercolor, then you can actually write on this paper and it'll show if you use a silver color or something lighter. So this is what it turned out. This cute little card right here, I think it's adorable, and I think it's perfect in these auburn colors for my buddy. And I will definitely be sending it. I think it turned out great. And my whole thing is, if you try a card, always try it twice, because the first one you probably like a little bit, but you always think you could do a little better. But by the second time that you do it, you're probably going to be pretty proud of yourself, and I am pretty proud of this card. So if you have any questions, any concerns, any requests for another tutorial on something else, feel free to send me an email at grasshopperluck@gmail.com, or you can check out my website at grasshopperluck.com, which is grasshopperluck.com. Apparently I can't spell my own website's name. Having one of those nights. But I hope that you like the card tutorial, and please visit again. Thanks.